All right. Here we go. Let's do a show in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us under the library. This is our homebrewed actual play Call of Cthulhu show. Tonight is episode 4 of our pre-production playthrough of our upcoming second module, which will be called The Most Dangerous Game. And if you are just joining us, go listen to episodes 1, 2, and 3, or you will have no idea what the hell's going on. Even with Emily's recap. Go listen to the first three. If you like what we do here and would like to support our show, head over to underthelibrary.com. I'm reading ahead. Head over to underthelibrary.com/support. There you will find links directly to our first module, The Snake's Oil. That thing is set in Season 1 of this show. And you will also find a link to our Patreon. Both of those things directly support the work that we do here. Again, that is underthelibrary.com/support. And if you are a tabletop role-playing gamer or GM and would like to elevate your RPG experience, check out our other show. It is called Up Your RPG and can be found wherever you get your podcasts. My name's Arthur. I'm playing Dev. I'm joined by Rick as the Captain, Scott as Rufus, Chris as Tommy, and Emily as Amelia. As always, our keeper is Michael. Michael, I'm passing the show over to you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. If this is your first time joining us, this is a one-off and a little different than our normal show. This is maybe a little more over the top than what we normally do. So please check us out in our main campaign in seasons 1, 2, and 3. Under the Library is a horror-based tabletop role-playing game set in the Call of Cthulhu universe. As such, it does feature bodily harm, tonight possibly seductive moments, gore, and violence. But on a better note, if you use Hinge to make podcast recommendations, you're probably in the right place. So stick around and hear what we have in store for you tonight. And with that, I'll turn it over to Emily for last episode's recap.
Thanks, Michael. So last week, Rufus woke up on the boat no longer hungover and decided to grab a life jacket and a life preserver and cannonball into the water to get to shore. Dev saw him from the building at the top of the hill and headed down to meet him. At the same time, up the long stairs to the building at the top of the hill.
Technically not wrong. Yeah, it's upstairs.
The rest of the party has been invited into the building by Sturgill, the butler, and they meet Nathaniel Miller, who has a wife, Genevieve, but she has not joined for dinner. We are in a beautiful space filled with antiquities, and there are instruments and art, and clearly the Millers have fine taste. Nathaniel treats us to dinner, to drinks, and offers us lodging for the night. We agree. Some of us agree to stay, and some choose to sleep on the boat. Rufus wanted to bathe in a clawfoot tub, one of the true joys in life. And as he does this, scotch in hand, he rolled 100, and his empty scotch glass fell to the floor as we ended our episode.
And yeah.
I think
All right,
that's
Chris glitched.
That's the last sound Rufus makes before he drops his scotch.
No, I was going to say we weren't going to sleep on the boat. We were just going to grab our stuff and come back for dinner.
Right, but I think Dev was going to sleep on the boat as well as the captain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we were going to split up for the night.
Yeah.
So before we get over...
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, so before we get over or back to Rufus, I think I should say, I'd love to hear a little bit about the conversation on the way to the boat, because most of the group has departed the island. Am I correct?
Everybody but Rufus.
Yeah, everybody but Rufus and his now shattered glass of scotch. So I just love to hear what some of the group's thoughts are.
Well, I can't wait to get back there and take a bath. Hope Rufus hasn't used up all the hot water.
Oh, they seem to have anything you could need. I'm sure they have plenty of hot water. How fascinating to find a couple with such cultural awareness, such a wonderful collection. I just want to spend some time looking at all of the antiquities and all of the. You can cut me off anytime, guys.
So,
Amelia's just going to go.
Yeah. It's a shame that they keep themselves isolated from the rest of the world. It seems like they'd have so much to contribute to social discourse and whatnot.
Did you happen to find out why those coordinates that you have led us to this house?
Well, not yet. I need to speak to the Millers about this very, very strange occurrence.
Yeah, it seems like a
And
weird
perhaps
coincidence.
they know of the boat. Oh, I did ask them about the boat. Sorry, the ship that went down. Amelia remembered.
Okay, but we still don't know. But where? Okay.
Actually, Keeper, if I remember correctly, I did ask about that, and he just didn't answer me or no.
I think I want to say he shook the question a little bit.
I feel like that's where the exchange about I think you're right about that, and I think I'm right about that too. I think that came from that conversation, and it was about Dr. Palmer saying that some fact about the thing.
He shook that question so well you didn't even notice he did.
I don't know what that means. Shook the question. Does that mean shook it off, like avoided it?
Yeah.
You and your slang, you kids.
Or made up phrases, whatever. Tomato, tomato.
That's a real phase.
I mean, you could shake something off.
Not
I don't think
phase.
this is probably an unnecessary
you can be
tangent.
shook.
Okay.
So yeah.
Anyway, so Dev, I don't get why he has so much from different ships and hasn't done anything with it. They're just taking and keeping. Do these all wash up here?
He's a collector. Clearly an expert.
But he could answer so many questions, so many lost that don't have answers. I don't get it. And at that point, Captain will hold the bottle of Pimms, which I think he took.
Mm-hmm. Yes. He did. Yep.
Right. Yeah. And I'll say, Dev, my uncle would open Pimms just like this bottle. The label is torn as he would, as I remember, and something doesn't feel right.
Is it still light out, or is it getting dark?
Yes. No. It's probably 3:00 at the latest.
Okay. Dev is going to look over his shoulder, and I want to see if I notice any spot on the island that might have a light, as if it were a navigational marker.
On the island?
Yes.
So sure, make a spot hidden.
You mean like a lighthouse?
Or like a lighthouse.
I mean, it wouldn't be a lighthouse on a Bahamian island. It would, like be a post with a light on it.
For those of us who don't know,
exactly, a lighthouse style
like
thing.
Lighthouse.
Yep,
okay.
Exactly, functionally. Yep. Nah.
Okay.
At least I don't think so.
Yeah, and I think probably that just means you start looking, and then maybe you just get distracted by another thought. What would that thought be?
Am I getting close to the boat, or are there other rocks out here that I should be paying attention to?
Yeah, probably. So sure.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me Captain Ghettof? Can you give me an idea roll?
Idea roll.
Oh, look at that! I got a solid 82. That's not making it. You know what?
That's what you get for smoking all that weed last episode. That's all I can say.
You know what? I'm gonna burn luck to make that because I only need to burn 7, and who knows what's gonna happen to my character. All right,
I
regular
think we
success.
all know what's going to happen to your character.
You only had to burn 7 to make that?
Mm-hmm.
Captain's a special man.
Somebody's got too much luck.
Okay. You were contemplating the bottle of Pimms, and Pimms is a dark liquid. I don't know if y'all actually know what Pimms looks like, but it's kind of a reddish liqueur. It's not a clear liquid like most gins.
Really? I thought it was clear.
Yeah, it's actually a gin and.
It's not murky. It's just it looks more like a darker, like a whiskey in terms of appearance. It's a gin, but has been steeped with different herbs for the most part, right? Yeah,
okay.
Flavored.
So you start spinning the bottle around and looking in the liquid, and there appears to be a tiny coiled piece of paper in the bottle.
Captain, what's wrong?
You okay, Captain?
You sound like you're choking.
We need to get back to the boat right away, Dev. Right away.
I'm on course.
Hurry up, Dev. We have to get there right away. Dev.
It's an electric motor, Captain. I'm full throttle.
Faster, Dev. Faster. And Captain Ghettof puts one arm in the water.
I was going to say, do you want to paddle?
It increases the drag coefficient.
I lean into Dev and said, Dev, admit it, you're really the captain, right?
No. Nope, not
Captain
my ship.
Ghettof, what happened? Out of nowhere, you sounded like you couldn't breathe.
I need Dev, what do you see in this bottle?
I'll take a look.
Is the captain ignoring me?
What do I see?
What is happening? I feel like I'm speaking to a wall.
I'm gonna try and make eye contact with Dr. Palmer. Gonna give a
little wince.
Yeah.
The captain's
I speak to him. So I'm talking to Dev now too.
Yeah.
I speak to him and he speaks to you.
Yeah.
You have a problem with women.
I think he's having some emotional trauma.
I'm sorry, Dr.
Apologies,
Palmer.
Dr. Palmer.
I need a pair
at...
of eyes that I can trust right now to make sure my own are
I think he just called you a liar.
I think he's trying to say that he knows me. We've been together for a long time. There's a level of trust.
I think he's trying to say he doesn't trust a woman's eyes.
It's one or the other.
I think he said men's eyes are better than women's eyes.
That's what he said.
Gotta be it. So
okay.
I'm definitely
Dr.
looking.
Palmer will not stand for that.
Tommy, Dev, come here in the corner of the boat.
I'm looking.
And bring your man eyes.
So I'm looking. What do I see?
So
That's for you, Keeper.
I would assume he's swirling the bottle in front of you, and you occasionally see it too. There's this little flap of paper that occasionally swirls around towards the edge of the bottle, as it goes around.
Okay. Yeah. Captain, looks like there's a piece of paper in there.
I put my hand on Dev's shoulder and I said, Dev, you swear to me you also see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't lie.
We have to get back to the boat. I want to get that paper, but
right there.
But I don't want to sacrifice the Pimms.
It's fair. Well, and I think you don't want to risk losing the paper, right?
That's right.
You want to try and remove it in an enclosed environment where there's less chance of that, going down a scupper or overboard.
Right. In a setting where we've had many mishaps recently, I want to try and ensure that I minimize such mishaps.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
While y'all anxiously await the arrival of the boat, I'm gonna head over to Rufus. Rufus, you're sitting in the bathtub. I'm gonna go back a couple of moments and blissful. You're intoxicated. The bath is warm. You made a bubble bath, as a matter of fact. There was somebody talking at you through the door, and you responded to them. But
it's really teeny point. He'd only had one scotch, so he's okay.
Yeah. and you just feel so good in the warmth, and it overcomes you, and you're you sleepily, your head leans backwards on the cold ceramic of the tub, and you hear this distant shatter of the glass falling to the floor, but it can't be a bother to you. And as you close your eyes, you have this blissful vision of being surrounded by warmth. Tell me what that is.
Well, I would probably think it's the best bath I've taken.
No, like in your mind, like it like whatever, it's like, think dreamlike state where you're warm inside the dream and something like very comforting for you.
No, that's what I'm saying. So so in this dreamlike state, he's in a dream bath and surrounded by like pillars and candles, and it's just a massive tub, and it's sort of a never-ending supply of the sort of warm water, and he's just floating, and it's this place that he goes to in his mind when he's just not doing well and he needs to escape.
Okay, so you're in this, I'm thinking like Greek bath, or something like that.
Yeah.
That's just almost like like an infinity tub, right? And as you're in this and it's so warm, these beautiful tuna start swimming in the water around you, right? And their colors are glowing, and you have this moment of just blissful interaction where you feel at one with the fish, and you feel comforted by the water.
And I'm probably thinking that they're gonna, if like they're gonna be swimming under me, and they're gonna swim around me, and they're gonna sort of move me even around the tub.
Yes, and they are, and it's almost giddy for you until almost simultaneously all of their throats open up in the water, and the water stays warm, but it starts being covered in red, and you're in a complete bloodbath of all this tuna blood that's leaked into your Greek blissful dream state. Make a little sand roll for me.
Wait, Rufus or Scott?
I was going to say that.
Keeping it easy for you, Scott.
I got it.
Okay, and you come to as you hear a knock at the door. And you come to with a start, and it's discomforting for Rufus because he's really not used to these negative thoughts. And but there's a knock from the door across the room, and it's a female voice, or let me back up. It's a voice, and it would be seductive for Rufus. So tell me what that voice would sound like that would be seductive for Rufus.
So I think it'd be a husky voice, very sophisticated, for sort of that feminine husky kind of really elevated. So really good. I would say like a really, I don't know how to put this. Like
Kathleen Turner, Lauren Bacall.
Yeah, perfect. That's the perfect description. Kathleen Turner. Yeah. You're a genius. Okay.
All right. So just imagine me in that Kathleen.
Oh, no, I can't imagine it.
I'd rather not.
I need to hear you use that actual voice.
And it says, there's a knock at the door, and it says, hello?
Oh, no. I've dropped my glass.
Around, right? Yeah.
I've dropped my glass.
It's okay. I can get that for you. Would you like me to get that for you?
I'm not decent. And then
the door starts to crack.
I need you to
open.
hold on, and I'm gonna look in the tub to see if I see blood.
Okay. And it's just your bubbles. It's just your bubble bath. It was just a bad dream.
Okay. Oh wait.
And the door starts to open.
Okay, I'm gonna reach over and grab my towel and throw it across the tub to make sure that I'm completely covered.
Okay. And so the door opens, and standing there in kind of like a onesie nightwear is or like a slip is somebody who would be absolutely stunning to Rufus. Y'all are all making funny faces at me.
A nightgown?
No, more like a slip, right?
Okay.
Like not like a gown sounds like ankle length, right? This is
Okay.
like a frock.
Okay.
A baby
So
doll,
Eddy?
a baby doll with a boa around the bottom from the 50s.
I hate myself. So describe what this person
I'm not
looks
describing
like.
the frock.
No, the person. Describe what the person looks like, because she would have to be very attractive to Rufus.
Sure, just keep going with the Kathleen Turner thing.
Okay, so all right. So let's just say a Kathleen Turner lookalike. We'll just go with that. All right. And she looks at you and she says, do you want to come with me?
I dropped my glass and I seem to have fallen asleep in this remarkable bathtub, and
she goes,
I'll come with you. What? I don't know what that means.
I'll be waiting for you down the hall. And she closes the door.
And I say, but there's glass on the floor. You were going to help me clean the glass.
Okay, and we'll go back to the boat.
So have we
That's
made
you guys,
it?
Yep. The other four.
Have we made it to the boat yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would help everybody get aboard, and then Dev is going to spend his time while folks are doing whatever they've got to do on the boat, trying to repair the prop of the original engine that he busted up on the rocks.
Okay, make a mechanical repair roll, and while you're figuring that out, I'll cut over to you folks, and get off your muted just as a heads up.
I'm just going to put together a day, an overnight bag.
Okay.
Yeah, Tommy and I'll pack because we're going to head back up to the house.
Okay.
I probably would help Dev, but I think I'm too enraptured with this bottle. And so I'd probably stumble my way down the stairs slowly, step by step, into my captain's quarters and sit down with it and pull out a glass and pour the remaining liquids. Give it a swirl to make sure it's floaty in a vortex of Pimms, and let it dribble out into the glass.
Okay. And as you dribble it out into the glass,
yes,
the piece of paper kind of unfurls.
Rick, are you trying to be seductive?
Is that your Kathleen Turner voice?
Is it what? that depends. That depends.
Because it's totally working for me.
Is it working? Because if it's working, I'll keep dribbling.
Oh my gosh! All right, so as you're pouring the Pimms out, right, this note that you're so kind of anticipating and excited for sticks to the edge of the bottle.
Fuck. I'll take some water and I'll splash it in and try to dislodge it. Oh, hold on. Hold on. As I look at this,
This is what Rick with COVID does. He thinks before he acts. This is amazing.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Is it plastered or layered along the inner lining of this? Is it flat?
Yeah, it's flat.
I try to read it. Presuming there's words or letters or something on it.
Okay, and it's starting to really, from being in the alcohol for so long, it's started to deteriorate or stain quite a bit. I shouldn't say deteriorate, but stain quite a bit. Give me a spot hidden roll. We'll give you that. see.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Okay.
21, which is a hard success.
All right. And as you're looking at it, the writing, it's really difficult to make out because it started to stain the same color as the paper. However, at the bottom, unmistakably, your uncle's handwriting, and it's signed Rufus. It's not very clear, and it's faded quite a bit. It's stained into the paper, but you're just absolutely positive that whatever this note was signed by your uncle.
Captain Ghettof would collapse onto his bed, onto the ground. He's just sitting, and he would go, Dev!
Wow. Even clipped at the end there.
Dev's up above. I mean, we would hear him. And
yeah.
We would. Perhaps we should check on him.
My goodness.
Yeah, because y'all are probably next door to him.
Yeah.
Captain, do you need help?
What is happening?
Wrong?
Oh, Dr. Palmer. Tommy. That's...
Okay.
Oh,
and I close the door, and Dr. Palmer's on the other side. I'll be right back, Amelia.
Goodness.
The two of you. I don't know if you've heard, but an uncle of mine went missing years ago, and he left me this boat, in fact. The very boat that has carried you on this journey to this mysterious island.
Wait,
that
this
would be
boat?
Horace the Elder, yes?
Yes, and it was my Rufus the Elder, who would love Pimms on a stormy night and share stories.
Isn't that a bottle of Pimms you're holding?
It is! In fact, he would tear it in such a way as he would share these stories that it's created it looks the same. It is the same tear. His little idiosyncrasies are printed here on this bottle of Pimms. I know it is his, and in fact, when I hold the bottle up, his name in this slip of paper in the bottle, it says Rufus in his handwriting. It was my uncle's.
So your uncle was on this island?
It does seem to say Rufus, indeed.
Can you make a sand roll for me, Ghettof? As you give this
20.
revelation?
20, I made it.
All right, good. I hope y'all get these low rolls out of the way tonight.
That's right.
Captain, do you know the coordinates where your uncle was supposed to have gone down? Because perhaps they are the same coordinates that the Paragon sunk. Where the Paragon sunk.
Yeah.
He went out and wasn't heard from for days, and only the boat was found drifting adrift.
Oh, was it? Was
it
drifting adrift?
We're so on
water.
top of our English game tonight.
Okay, let me cut over to Dev. How was your mechanical roll?
So that's a question I have for you. So I have a skill called boat. It's just boat.
Boat?
It is usually 1%. Mine is 75. Oh, I guess it says pilot underneath it. Okay.
Yeah.
So specifically mechanical repair. All right, then I'm going to burn luck enough to make a regular success.
A
It
regular
would be pretty
success.
embarrassing if Dev couldn't fix the boat.
Yeah.
I don't want to metagame this. I have a 45 because I invested in this because I thought I might be able to be helpful. So if you're having trouble,
You're below deck crying about
yeah!
You're not helpful, and you are metagaming. So stay in your stateroom. Since you burned the luck,
Yep.
I'll say that you did bring a spare prop.
Mhm.
It seems like making a journey, and let's say they're probably not interchangeable, but you figured out some sort of rigging way to fit the dinghy with a new prop, and you've got it working again.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
Sweet. All right, then I would go back into the ship to clean up and.
Yeah.
As they're doing that, you're getting the grease off and stuff like that. Rufus, what are you doing, buddy?
Are you back to me?
Oh yeah.
So I would, I think I would get out of the tub, but I would be really careful to go away from where the glass was.
Should I even make you make a dex roll with your 95? Make a dex roll. I want to see you hit 100 on your dex.
Ugh, you're the worst. Oh, I got a 7.
Good. Get rid of that 7. Yeah, use it up on this roll. That's fine.
I got the best roll I've gotten this whole game for getting out of a bathtub.
Yeah, wonderful.
That is a dangerous endeavor.
All right. So just to be clear, your towel is sopping wet.
My towel's sopping wet. I'm looking around the bathroom for another towel.
Okay. And
make him do the toilet paper thing.
Yes. So all you have are the clothes that you took off in here, and your towel's wet. And this woman's just left your room. She's headed down the hall. She said she's waiting for you.
Okay. Well, is there anything to dry off with, or am I drip drying?
You're drip dried.
All right, that'll make compelling play. So, first I drip dry my left hand.
Oh, nice.
Then I drip dry my right hand. Let me keep going. So after I dry off, I'll get dressed. Obviously, try and wring out my towel and clean off the bubbles and all that kind of stuff. Drain the tub. And I'm gonna use the towel to clean up the glass. Because I don't want to leave it there so that someone else would get cut with it.
Okay.
And once that's done, what I'm sorry, what was the name of the host, the gentleman?
Nathaniel.
Thank you.
Nathaniel
so I'm
Miller.
gonna go right back downstairs.
Hang on. As you exit the bathroom, she's standing in the hall. And remember, there's all the bedrooms on either side of the hall. She's at the end of the hall. And she says to you, her kind of blondish curls bouncing a little bit. She says, what took you so long?
I was cleaning the bathroom. And as I'd mentioned, I broke my scotch glass. And I need to go find Nathaniel. And I need to find my friends. But thank you so much for all of your assistance. And maybe we'll have a chance to talk over dinner. And I'm going to scurry away, assuming you let me, and head back towards the downstairs to the best of my ability.
Well, let's see how scurrying you scurry.
So she kind of blocks the hallway, right? As you say this, and she says, "Oh, don't worry. Sturgill will clean that up. I have another bottle of scotch in here." And she points to the bedroom to her right, and she says, "Why don't I pour you a new glass?"
That's so nice of you, but
she's very persuasive, Rufus. Very persuasive.
Are you telling me I have to do a roll on it?
I'm just telling you, she's very persuasive.
So, okay. But so Sturgill is, there hadn't been a reason I'm out. Sturgill has a medical thing that was part of the backstory that hadn't come out before. And
you mean Rufus?
Rufus. Rufus has a medical thing.
Sturgill has a
no. Butler's got a medical thing. What's wrong with the butler?
Rufus has a medical thing that I was going to hold off on disclosing. There's a reason he's being the way he's being.
Perfect. That's fine.
So he's like, oh, that would be so lovely, but I need to find my host. And I hope that we can have a chance to talk over dinner. And it's so nice to meet you. And it's just a pleasure has really been all mine. And you have the most remarkable. And as I'm saying this, I'm sort of trying to back around her. I'm assuming she's blocking my sort of way to get to the downstairs. So I'm like trying to sort of like almost get around her without touching her, but get as close as I have to. And I'm like, and this is just the most beautiful house I've ever seen in my entire life. And that bath, have you ever been in a bathtub like that before? And it was big and remarkable, and except for the broken glass in there. And he's just yammering away a mile a minute trying to get around this.
Rufus, how
love
lucky
a man
are you?
who rambles on.
Rufus, how lucky are you?
not. I've got a 25.
Let's roll on that luck.
Ah, you suck. And I just wasted that goddamn 7.
Your keeper loves you.
Oh, you're the worst human being ever. No, not even close.
Okay. So she turns and she eyes you suspiciously as you avoid her, and she has a look in her eye that adds to this discomfort, right? You have this personal discomfort from her coming on to you, trying to avoid the situation. There's something under those eyes that makes you even more unsettled, and fear strikes Rufus. Tell me about the fear that Rufus has.
So he's actually, what he's scared of is that he's going to be found out. He's scared that she's going to find out that he's sick, and she's going to know why he's, like, in particular in a situation like this, why he's doing his best to get away from her. And so he's scared that it's going to come out that he's just as ill as he actually is and is not let on.
Interesting. So this is new information for me as the keeper, and this
I know, that's why I didn't tell you earlier, because I'm like, I'm going to screw with you. I've been holding on to this part of my backstory, and I never get to do this to you. So I was so excited.
This is wonderful. Tell me about Rufus's ailment.
Okay. So Rufus has cancer, and he was given a diagnosis, but the moment he heard that he had some type of cancer, he sort of whited out. He fuzzed. He doesn't remember any of it. He doesn't know any of the story. He just knows that he doesn't have much time left. And so he had this sort of big sort of goal for himself in life. And he'd been doing all this work in college and working. And as soon as he found this out, he just left his life. And he left the world behind, everything there. And he got in the car and he headed down to Florida because he wanted to see parts of the world that he knew he might not ever get to see. And so he actually doesn't know fully his story, but he knows that he's, he'll occasionally bring up blood. He'll occasionally like his body just feels like it's changing on him, and he doesn't know why, and he doesn't want to know why.
Okay, so the event in the bathtub would be all the more affecting to him.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So then in this moment, the exchange, she doesn't let you pass. She holds her hand against the wall, and the moment quickly turns from seductive to this implication of violence, right? You sense something emanating off her that you haven't up until this moment. And even though you don't feel like you have enough time left, you don't want it to end right now. And she gets so close to you. She sticks her face into the side of yours, and she inhales deeply. And then she turns and walks away, and you don't see her walk away. You see her walk away towards the end of the hall, and then she turns right. I should be clear. And in that moment, you're left with a lot of confusion about what just happened, and a lot of anxiety. You're physically shaking. And
I was going to say, I'm going to sit back against the wall and then slide down until I'm sitting on the floor.
I was going to say, more than that, you go against your legs are getting shaky. You go against the wall because you realize you're about to fall, and you pass out. And roll a D4.
Kathleen Turner's a Dementor.
It's a Demensa. What's it?
And we'll see how
3.
Okay, so take 3 points of damage. I'm gonna guess you hit your head on the floor because everything's stone around here, right? So you probably hit your head on the floor as you passed out. All right, we'll head back to the boat.
Okay. Once Dev gets cleaned up, he's going to go grab the binoculars and head up on deck to search the shore for marker lights.
Okay. All right, so you're alone, Dev? You're just scanning the shore visually? I'm sorry.
Yeah, with the binoculars. Okay. Yep, just scanning.
But he is alone because
I am
we're
alone.
downstairs.
Yep.
Okay. Little bit of a pushed roll here, so make a spot hidden again.
Oh, okay.
Because you're technically like repeating this action, but
yeah, that is a success. I just want to see if it's a hard success.
Okay. There's nothing. You don't see any indication.
Okay, interesting.
And yes, which given the structure is very it's bothersome for you, Dev.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. What about you three?
Captain, what can we do for you? How can we help?
I don't I don't know. None of this makes sense. The Miller, he's well, as charismatic as he is, as much as he knows his liquor, something seems afoot. He collects all these little notes, almost as trinkets, from wrecks gone by and missing ships. I think we need to discover what happened. My uncle, well, I hope he's alive. I doubt it. But in his honor, I need to figure out why this bottle ended up on this island. Was it by chance?
Perhaps you could ask Nathaniel.
Yeah, over dinner. And if he tries to dodge the question, we'll press him on it.
Do you trust him?
I've only just met him.
He does have a wonderful taste in wine.
I've known you for weeks now, right?
Yes.
So
a week?
Yeah, it's odd. I mean, you put it together. Amelia, the island, just not on any charts, and it's where your wreck was supposed to be, and now your uncle, who disappeared in some sort of boating accident, you find a message from him. It's very disconcerting.
When two pieces of evidence point to the same thing, you have to respect that.
Yes, Detective Palmer.
Researcher Palmer.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot in common between a detective and a historical researcher.
It's true.
All right, so how do y'all want to push?
He's kind of giving me the creeps. I mean,
well, we have to go back for dinner now.
Well,
I need more information on the Paragon, and perhaps we can also find out if Nathaniel has encountered the captain's uncle.
That sounds like a good idea, a safe idea. What harm can come to us at dinner?
And we did leave Rufus there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I'm sure he's had a wonderful bath by now.
I need to think on this. I don't know if I'm ready to go on. I have too many questions, but they're not. Nothing's coalesced into anything concrete. I need a drink, and I'll go to the cabinet, and the full glass, I guess, of Pimms is there, and he'll look at it, and he'll take out another glass, and he'll pour himself another little pour himself a little bit of whiskey. And knock it back and sit down. So you two,
I'm going to go up and see Dev, and just Dev, the captain he's drowning himself in liquor down there. I don't think he's going to be much use if he continues in this way.
That's not really unusual, Tommy.
Okay, so he's used to it. He can function.
Well. It's not abnormal.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
Okay, yeah, I'll come down with you though. So I'll follow Tommy back down below, put the binoculars away.
And during that little trip upstairs, Amelia would have continued to try to convince the captain to come to dinner because there is a mystery to be solved. There is history to unearth.
I'll go if Dev goes. I need something to ground me.
And then Dev arrives.
Yep.
Dev!
Cap, what's going on?
Dev, come here.
Did you get that? Did you get that note?
Come here, lad. Look. And I'll hold it up to you.
Okay. I'll take a look at it. Do I see what he saw?
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's weird.
Right?
Can you read the rest of the note? What else does it say?
Well, it's a great question, Dr. Palmer.
May I roll on that, Keeper?
Sure.
Yeah, can we see any more note?
What kind of a roll would that be?
You can see. I mean, with your, you're used to like historical documents and stuff. So I would go with what's your history skill in there or your research.
Hey,
skill?
I rolled a 6, so I don't even care which skill you choose. But I have that would be an extreme success in history.
Okay, so let's go with that, and we'll say that through working with old documents, you had this idea that if you could get the document out in one piece and let it dry, or dry it, that you could then like look for the impressions, right? Like maybe the ink's gone, but you could look for the impressions in the document. This is going to take some time is the only thing. So it'll probably take, I'll say like 45 minutes or an hour. Shouldn't be a terribly big deal, but it'll put you closer to maybe sunset departing back to the island. Is that okay with you?
I think that's all right. A man like Nathaniel would not be one to eat an early dinner.
No, definitely not. And so as you take some time with it, then we're going to take a quick break.
All right. Everybody take just 5 minutes to do a super quick one, and we'll see you on the other side. We are back from break. Michael, back to you.
All righty. So who did I leave off with? Talk about
Amelia just read the note.
Oh, yeah, and what it was going to say. And it's very concerning to you, Amelia. Can you give me a sand roll as you read it?
I certainly can. Well, let's see. I rolled a 41. That's okay. That's okay.
That's okay? You made it? Okay. You can decide whether you read this out loud, so I don't want Fever Biscuit to react right now. But the note says...
Well, I'll just tell you in advance so that Fever Biscuit can react, that I would read it out loud because he's already made it clear how important this is to him and it's his family. So I would not feel protective like it was my own research or something. I would just read it.
Okay. And how did Rufus refer to you, Ghettof? What did he call you?
Fever Biscuit. Yeah, you're muted, Rick.
He referred to me as biscuit.
Oh.
No.
Weird.
Oh, man.
Oh, sweetie. He's such a sweet boy.
Wait, but if he was Australian, then that meant cookie, right? Don't they share that vernacular with England?
Could be.
I never said he was
I think
Australian.
they do.
Well, you're Australian.
Am I?
You were for most of the last couple sessions. Now I don't know what the hell.
His accent's like 20% Australian.
Yep, now you're doing a
episodes
Vincent
1
Price.
and 2, you were definitely Australian.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll go there. It says, and what you read aloud, Dr. Palmer, is biscuit. Don't look for me. Period. Run. Period. Uncle Rufus.
Oh, no.
Well, that ain't good.
Oh,
So Biscuit's reaction is silence.
He's a little drunk. Or a lot drunk,
I grab Dev's arm and I say, Dev, lift the anchor.
What? Why?
We got a client on shore, Captain.
Dev, Rufus never told a lie. He was my lighthouse.
Wow.
We
It's
cannot
weirder.
leave. I have to find the fate of the HMS Paragon, and we cannot leave Rufus behind. He paid you to come here and then also go home, I presume.
Dr.
Would you be a
Palmer,
thief?
I'm no thief. I'll donate his money wherever it needed to go, but...
So you're Robin Hood, is what you're saying.
I suppose... No, no.
Dev, you assured us this man was stable on several occasions. He's clearly not.
You heard the note.
It's just a strong reaction. It doesn't mean to actually leave Rufus behind. We're not leaving Rufus behind. And we came here to figure out what happened to that ship. If we really need to leave, then I will go to shore and get Rufus.
I think we know what happened to that ship. I think we all know what happened to that ship. The same thing that happened to Rufus.
What happened to Rufus?
What happened to the ship?
We know nothing.
I'm not filling in the blanks here.
Yeah, I think these are some weird coincidences. I don't think you can say that. Are you saying you think that the ship ran aground here on this island?
I'm saying I think my uncle was here on this island, and he left this as a warning in case I stumbled here.
Didn't you find it on their drinks tray?
Yes.
I mean, why would it be so out in the open?
It's probably overlooked. Or you saw those bottles with notes and messages. Maybe a taunt. Maybe he's illiterate. I don't know, Dev.
How long ago did your uncle disappear?
Several years ago, Dr. Palmer.
It seems inconceivable that someone would not finish a bottle of Pimms in that amount of time.
Also true, it's damn good.
But I need to get back for dinner. I still have research ahead. I have goals. I have a ship to find. And Rufus is gone. And Captain,
Yeah, but from sure you may be here. Don't forget Rufus.
I think it might be beneficial for you to come along if you truly believe your uncle left you this message.
You don't understand. He said to go. He said to flee.
I mean,
he said, "Run, you fools."
Captain, it's one guy. It's two guys. It's the butler dude and Nate. I mean, if it really comes down to it, man, we can take him.
Do we have any? Do you have any weapons on the ship? Just
of course.
The outside chance.
You're saying his wife is nothing? Who's going to take her?
It sounds to me like she's sick, right? He said she was indisposed.
Rufus had a chance, but
well, we don't know.
We don't know that. So yeah, we got some weapons.
Amelia's ready to head back for dinner.
Yeah. Captain, I think we should get some resolution here, and if we need to, we can bring the authorities in. If we really suspect that something happened here, I think we need to figure it out.
I don't know. I don't know if I can join you on that island.
Well, at this point, I'm a little afraid of leaving you on the ship.
I'll give you till morning.
It's okay, Dr. Palmer. He doesn't know how to get the anchor up. It's fine.
Wow.
That anchor's really heavy.
Just remember, Captain, Tommy and I both paid for a return trip, as did Mr. Dingendorf.
No, that's the other guy. Wonder Nutter.
Wrong.
You're mixing up
Other Scott character.
Dingendorf.
What are you kidding me?
Dr. Palmer, the captain will not leave without us.
It's because earlier you had the wrong name in your Zoom. You set me up for that. No, that was
It's
Eddy.
true, you did.
Never mind. Let's continue.
While the debate continues on the ship about who's going where, I want to cut over to Rufus. Rufus, you blink your eyes and there's an incredibly bright light over you, just like you would expect if you were on an operating table, essentially.
Uh-oh.
Your head's throbbing, and then the pain's gone, and you can't move. You can't move your arms.
So
you can't
the
move
last
your legs.
I was leaning against the wall. Am I no longer sitting against the wall?
You are no longer sitting against the wall. And you, as you're blinking, you can't move your hands, you can't move your legs, but you feel your body moving, like it's being prodded or pushed and bumped, and you're cutting your eyes, right, trying to see your surroundings, but your neck won't move either. And then you fall asleep again. Like you have the surge of adrenaline, and then you think you see out of the corner of your eye Kathleen Turner with her with a ponytail pulled back and a very focused face, and then you fall asleep, and then you come to again. You're not sure how much time's passed, but again you feel your body moving in unnatural ways. Tell me your medical fear right here and make a SAN roll.
So I'm probably thinking that they're trying to cure me with the cancer, and I'm worried that the cure is going to kill me before the cancer does, and I'm not going to get to see any more of the world. So my fear is that they're trying to help me, but the way that they're trying to help me is what's going to kill me.
Okay, make a SAN roll, and let's see which way the sphere gets pushed. Or how you feel as you...
I make it.
Okay, and so I would say you pass out again, somewhat on the... you're concerned that this is it, that your last kind of moments are going to be staring up at this light while your body's kind of being shoved back and forth, and it feels like something's inside of you, like moving around, and then but you're hopeful that indeed that's what they're doing, is trying to cure you. And
no, not hopeful.
Oh no,
terrified. Okay. that my end is going to come on an operating table, or unable to move, that they're going to take away that last ability of mine to sort of be in the world in the name of trying to help me.
Okay. And then you pass out again, and we'll cut back to the ship.
All right. Well, Dev's getting ready. He's just going to quickly change.
We should go. We'll be late for dinner.
Yep. Throw on some pants and a button-down shirt. And so is it safe to assume that we would have, we would certainly have a shotgun on board, but is it also safe to assume that we'd have some sort of handgun?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
all right. So I'll stick.
Open seas. I don't
exactly.
see why you wouldn't have that.
Biscuit had a handgun.
Okay. So then I would put the handgun, behind my back, shirt untucked over it. Grab a bag with flares, flashlight. I guess that's probably it.
Okay.
Sort of an old beat up.
I will bring a change of clothes and a lot of my research.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Because you guys were planning on staying overnight there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So to be clear, Dev, you're leaving with a flare gun, a shotgun, and a handgun.
No, I was actually not going to bring the shotgun because I'm not going to walk into this place carrying a shotgun.
Okay, so you're bringing a flare gun and a handgun.
Right. And the flare gun's in a backpack.
Okay. Amelia, you're bringing your research and a change of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else y'all got for me? You other two travelers, what are y'all bringing with you?
I'm just bringing what I have in my overnight bag: clothes, toiletries, probably a flashlight would be in there. That's about it.
Oh, that's right. I did say a flashlight. It was a flashlight. There are two things in the bag: it's a flashlight and flare gun.
Okay. And Captain, what are you bringing? Are you going?
Captain tells Dev, I'm gonna stay till morning and overnight. If I'll give you two, I'm gonna give you a second flare gun or a second shot. Fair.
Second what?
A second flare to fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I sort of imagine that there were a few flares with the flare gun.
Yeah.
Fair. Let me ask you a question.
Have a few in the
right. Are they different colors? Or are they same color?
They probably be different colors.
Okay.
Sure. I'll give you different colors.
Love it. If you need me, fire the red, and I will come on a boat with a shotgun.
You're not going to come?
I'm not coming, Dev. I can't come. I have to follow Rufus's last wish, and that is, I will stay here overnight, and I will leave, by mid-morning.
Okay.
If I can figure out how to drive the boat. But yes, I will leave. If you need,
I can't wait to see those rolls.
if you need me overnight, fire the red flare, and I will come running.
Okay.
But if you think it is, I should leave with wanton abandon, fire the green flare.
Okay.
I'd be real hopeful about old Captain Ghettof sitting on the deck of the boat, drinking the rest of the Pimms, waiting for your flare overnight. Let me just put that out there.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all are gonna skiff it back or dinghy it back to the island, right? Do y'all do anything, or do y'all go kind of right up to the house from there? Any conversations? Anything before y'all get up to the house?
I would drop the other dinghy, the life rafty kind of dinghy. Take it off the deck, drop it into the water, and tie it to the side of the boat in case the captain wants to change. If he changes his mind and wants to come to shore, he can get in that one.
Or to save you.
We're not going to need saving. Cap, are you sure you don't want to come?
Dev, I'm sure. I have to follow Rufus's wishes.
All right.
This island does not bode well, and I hope you make it back. I see you almost as my biscuit.
Okay. Captain, don't drink too much. We're going to be fine. It's fine.
I think it's too late for that.
See you in a little bit.
Ship has already sailed, so to speak.
Right.
I think we should tell Rick to drink less.
Right.
My son. It's like to see you as my son, like Rufus did me.
Okay.
All right. That came out weird.
No, it's just, Dev's a little thrown off by this thing. Trying to brush it off.
You're my cookie. You're my cookie.
You're my ookie wookie cookie sweetie, yummy.
My little buttery biscuit.
No, I don't know what just.
So we're taking the dinghy back to the island.
So yeah, we're just gonna go straight up to shore there, keeper. Straight up to shore.
All right, and then Dev, do you and Tommy and Amelia exchange anything before y'all head up to the class to the house?
I don't think so.
Nothing groundbreaking. I mean, there might be some general conversation about various odd parts of the situation. But
okay. All right, and as you get back up to the house, the front door is open. It's not closed, and
Nathaniel, actually wide open, not just unlocked.
Like you can just yeah.
Well, I would be like, excuse me, Renfield? Are you anyone home?
I think his name was Sturgeon, something like that. Sturgis.
Sturgill.
Sturgil.
Oh, thank
God. Yes,
Amelia.
Guests, please come back on in. And you see Nathaniel standing. Remember that big circular kind of leathery couch that was in the middle of the main room? He's standing there and he's waving y'all in very kind of gregariously. And he's holding a bottle in one hand, and he says, drinks, we need to have more drinks. I've been so excited for y'all to return and regale me with your tales. Boy, that is like a look of suspicion on Dev's face. Like,
I just had a thought, so I'm.
Have we missed dinner?
Yes.
Yep.
But of course not. Y'all are. I mean, dinner. Dinner is for you.
Isn't Rufus done with his bath yet?
Rufus was quite exhausted and has retired to his bed for a little bit. He said to send down his apologies, and he's hoping to join us a little later this evening.
What?
No, I didn't.
Well, I mean, he was, he was drunk there for that last day of the cruise, and then got a little seasick. So I could see that. Needing to recover. It's been a lot of excitement today.
Tommy, you want to make a psychology roll or a perception?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead. Make some kind of check.
I took.
I thought Rufus seemed rather excited about dinner. As he is excited about
in, psychology. 57. Everything. Oh, that was close. I've got a 60, so that's a regular success.
Sure. And so I think you're reasonably doubtful, and even Nathaniel sees it on your face, and he says, Tommy, if you're concerned about your friend, by all means, go right up the stairs to the left. You'll find him on that first bedroom to your right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just pop up and make sure he's doing okay. Amelia, I'll be right back down. No matter what, I'll be right back down for dinner.
Okay.
I am hungry, and Nathaniel, you've made it sound like it's something to really look forward to. I'm very excited.
And I'll have Sturgill immediately start. He's made a wonderful catch today, and I believe the spread will be quite delicious.
Okay, just a quick check in with Rufus, and I'll be right back down.
If your tasting wine is indicative, I'm sure dinner will be delicious.
And again, you head up this grand staircase towards the back of the house. There's this set of doors, and you head up the left. It narrows down, and then you're on a hallway with rooms and the bathrooms kind of at the end. And indeed, if you walk and turn and look in that first room on the right, Rufus is in bed, and he's covered up, snoring quite soundly.
Okay, yep, that's good enough for me. So I gently close the door so I don't wake him, and head back down.
Okay, Rufus, you want to make a little bit of let's make a listen roll to see if this disturbs you at all.
Okay. No.
Okay, you don't make it?
I don't make it.
Okay, all right.
Should he make a knowledge roll to see if he has all of his important muscles and organs?
He's not awake yet.
Should he make a kidney roll?
Okay, so Tommy, you
Rufus. Rufus is. I come back down. Rufus is sleeping like a baby.
And more Sauvignon Blanc for you, Tommy.
Oh yes, please. You remember?
Yes,
thank you.
Of course, and Dr. Palmer, your wine is already poured. I've been letting it breathe. Another fine one from the cellar for you. I'm sorry we finished that bottle while y'all were away at the boat. And where is the good captain?
Well, what have you poured this time?
This one is from the 1930s, and it's a French Bordeaux, which I think you will find most exquisite. Uh-oh.
Aren't all
Sorry.
Bordeaux French?
as opposed to the other Bordeaux?
I think it's proprietal. It's like only that region.
Hey, do you have any of
It's
those
like
Kentucky
Chianti.
Bordeaux?
I'm sorry. How about a Beaujolais?
Kentucky Bordeaux.
Okay. So, he's got your wine, it's out breathing, but he asks, he says, and what of the good captain?
Captain wasn't feeling so well. He decided to stay on the boat. As you saw, he had a bit
so
to drink this
sorry to
afternoon. Feeling a little under the weather.
Oh, is there anything that we could do for him?
Oh, I don't think so. I think he's fine.
Well, maybe we could bring some leftovers back to the ship.
That's a great
I'm
idea,
sure you'd
Tommy.
appreciate that.
Oh, wonderful. I'll make sure that Sturgill cooks extra, but there should be plenty. I will say I did snack this afternoon, so I'm feeling a bit peckish, but it's going to be quite the spread. And
Can I make
for
a
you,
psychology
Dev,
roll
another club soda?
to glean what he means by snack?
What's that?
No. It's silly.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And so y'all are sitting on this couch. It's but I will say not only is the design unique, but certainly the leather stitching is as well. Not something that you would have probably seen before. And
we saw the workshop upstairs. So I'll ask him, did you make this yourself? I couldn't help but see you have a sewing area upstairs.
I did indeed, an old family craft, and thank you for noticing. I take quite pride in the work that I've put together here.
Oh, this is amazing. It not only has the durability of what you would imagine from like saddle making, but it has an intricacy as well.
Why? Thank you. I've spent
Very soft. Is it human skin?
What kind of? I'll be more subtle. What kind of leather is it?
Yeah, and he laughs along with you, Dev, and he says, "Oh,
Dev wouldn't have said that. That was Art, not Dev.
Yeah, too late."
That's great. Is this Uncle Rufus?
Wait, there's a tattoo. There's a tattoo on this. It's a tattoo
Is that
that
an
says
anchor?
"I love," and then there's an image of a muffin.
A biscuit, perhaps?
Oh,
Hey,
biscuit.
muffin, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I blew that one.
Oh, I thought you did it on purpose.
No,
It was a bad tattoo. Oh, is that a muffin? What is that?
Oh,
You really
okay.
hurt Biscuit's feelings.
And he looks at you, Tommy, and he says, "Why tanned hogs' hides? I find that they are particularly supple in nature."
Oh, are there hogs on the island?
No hogs. These were part of an import that I had brought in. The hides, they are, right? I send them through some additional processes. Family secret. I'm sorry, I can't share there with you, but over the ages, we've perfected taking these hides and turning them into
It
this.
is so exquisite. Is there someone in your family you could pass this craftsmanship on to? It'd be a shame if it were lost.
Oh, I've tried with my son, but do you have any
Your
children
son?
yourself, Tommy?
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you had children.
Yes, Tommy, do you have any children?
No, sadly, I've been a bachelor for many years now.
Yes. Well,
work. Yes, work. That's why work is very important to me.
I do tell you, as much as you pour into your children, well, they go out, right? And maybe it's not what they desire to do. So alas, he's not quite so fond of it.
Oh yes,
So he's
my
followed
father's
another
business.
path.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Tommy.
my family business was my father made glass eyes, prosthetic eyes, and yeah, I just I don't know, I didn't have the coordination for it, so yeah, I chose another pathway.
So what path did your
another
son choose,
craftsman.
Nathaniel?
He's out in the world, and I'm ashamed to say he doesn't like to keep contact with us much. It's a tender subject.
Sorry to pry.
I understand that.
Rufus, you're starting to come through, come to, and you're not really sure what's just happened. You're in a bed.
So when I'm awake enough, the first thing I'm going to do is feel for like gauze, for anything on me that would indicate that I'd been in surgery.
Make a spot hidden.
Wow.
37?
See how well your self check.
Yeah, so a regular success.
Okay. You reach all over, and you can't really feel anything. There's maybe something in like kind of the middle of your back that might be like a tiny scab, but it could be a pimple too. And you don't.
So there's nothing obvious, right? I'm looking for obvious. I'm looking for.
Right. Yeah. No. There's nothing obvious.
What a dream. What a dream. That's the second time I've gotten lost in this place. And I'm going to get out of bed to the extent that I physically can, unless there's limitations, and look down to see if I'm even dressed or if I need to find my clothes.
Yeah, you're in your underwear and your clothes are like folded on a chair in the side of the room.
This is just the most remarkable place. And I'm going to go get myself dressed, and it's going to take me a while because I'm going to keep flashing back to this dream. This just seems like a fever dream that I had. And I'm just going to say, just let me see to the end of my days. And I'm just going to sort of keep repeating to myself, just don't stop me from getting to the end of my days. And I'm slowly going to get myself dressed and then head down just to see.
Okay. And you take a moment as you walk in the hall, right? You know, that spot, and you feel the stone, and you look on the floor where you think you fell, and there's nothing there. And then you head downstairs, and everybody's seated on these couches having quite the lively conversation.
I mean, I guess really quickly, I beamed myself, so I'd lost points. So obviously my head still hurts. Right?
No, in fact, you can, your head doesn't hurt anymore, and you can give your points back to yourself.
Fascinating. Okay. So when I get downstairs, am I able to see everyone? And
yeah, they're all, you see them gathered around, and
my good friends.
Oh, Rufus, how was your bath?
I don't have an answer for that question. It's a remarkable bathtub, and Nathaniel, your home is beautiful, and the bathtub was just exquisite. One of the best bathtubs I've ever been in.
Oh, and wonderful! And you had a tremendous nap, I do hope.
And there was this woman.
Oh,
and I dropped my glass. I broke your glass. I'm so sorry.
Oh, think nothing of it. And he points up and he says, "Oh, darling, you're able to join us." And you turn your back as you're standing on the stairs, and this stunning woman starts coming down the stairs with these big curls, and just the Kathleen Turner type that you kind of pointed out. And he says, "May I introduce everybody to you? This is Genevieve. Genevieve, it's wonderful that you could join us."
And my recollection is the fear, and so unless you tell me otherwise, I'm backing up. When I see her come down, I'm moving away from her, and depending on where my group is, I'm going to go behind them so that they're between me and her.
You're on the stairwell, so she's behind you coming down. You're kind of walking down the stairwell. So,
yeah, I'm going to hightail it to my group, and I'm going to get behind them. I want to get away from her.
Okay. And the more you do that, the more you make a sand roll, because the more you do that, the more you catch her almost smiling at you with sort of a knowing kind of glance.
No, I missed that.
Okay, and we'll take
We'll take another 3 points of sand from you as this really your skin starts to crawl a little bit. You have goosebumps, and you're all of a sudden extremely unsettled in this place, right? The visions that have happened, her appearance all of a sudden really throwing you. You're kind of
not just that. I'm gonna as I'm losing sand, when that happens, like I sort of shudder and I sort of grip my chest a little bit, and I noticeably slow down a little bit. So I'm reacting physically as my sanity is decreasing. And
that's perfect, because what I was going to say is, Dev, you would certainly, I would say Dev's on high alert at this point. And you would certainly notice Rufus. Tommy and Amelia, you can roll on it. I would say your characters are a little more kind of infatuated with the historical potential of what's going on, so you might miss it. But Dev, you would certainly notice.
I'd like to roll to at least see if I notice a little
that's what I'm saying.
bit of awkward silence, not necessarily like Rufus clutching his chest, but
sure. Yeah. Just
and what would I be rolling on?
Just spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Then I failed.
Okay.
Mine's a hard success.
Okay, and so you notice this awkwardness, Tommy. Amelia, maybe you're caught up a little bit. Like, whoa, this like new character. We haven't met her. Like, what's her historical knowledge of this place? Tommy, you're a little more like kind of back and forth, paying attention to Rufus, and she says, "Oh dear, I'm so sorry. It's taken me so long to get down today. It is wonderful to have you all as guests. I can't wait to get to know you all better over dinner this evening."
Amelia will just step forward, put out a hand, presumably for a kind of vigorous shake, and introduce herself and say, "You must be Genevieve. Nathaniel told us about you.
Wonderful.
Your home is beautiful."
Why, thank you, and a pleasure to meet you. A doctor of
history.
Wonderful. It's wonderful to have a historian on the island with us.
It's wonderful to be in your home that is so full of fascinating historical artifacts.
And please, Dr. Palmer, I do hope you're making it as much your home as it is ours. And she reaches over to you, Tommy, and introduces herself. And
nice to meet you.
Yeah. Can I just ask, did her hand feel normal? It wasn't like weirdly clammy or anything.
No, you can roll on it, but roll on it. Let's see.
Or covered in Rufus's blood.
Oh, hey, I rolled a 7. What am I rolling on?
Oh my goodness. Spot hidden, I guess.
Yeah, was she wearing any jewelry, like rings or anything?
So, yeah, that's an extreme success.
Okay. You noticed her hands are very dry. Like they're often washed a lot. And you also, what else would you notice about her with that extreme success? She's a very, I know what it is. She carries herself in a way that is strikingly and antiquated.
Okay.
So Dev would stand up and, shake her hand and introduce himself. Thank you for welcoming us into your home. It's a lovely place. You've been very generous.
Truly. The extension to you as well. Please make it your home as much as it is ours.
Thank you so much.
And Tommy, did you want to say something for her?
No,
Okay. And then she looks at you, Rufus. And
I'm actually facing away now a bit so that I'm not looking at her. and I'm like just physically keeping myself as far from her as I can in the room and facing in another direction.
And she says, and you, sir, I'm sorry we haven't had the pleasure of making an acquaintance.
Rufus Wondernutter, it's just very, very nice to meet you.
And the pleasure is truly all mine.
Didn't we meet upstairs?
Oh, I don't think so. I've been working all afternoon, and my apologies. It's very rude of me. We seldom get visitors, and here I am working away the afternoon. It's really on me. It's so nice of y'all to be patient with me.
Hey, Rufus, man, you want a drink there, buddy? And I'll get up and walk over to Rufus and, sort of put a hand on his shoulder.
And I'll jump. When you do that, I'm going to jump a little bit. And I think I've had enough to drink for now.
Okay. Why don't you come sit down? Take a load off. Have a seat. And I'll sort of direct him to an area that's kind of away from her. If it's a big couch, sort of as far away as you can get.
It's quite large, right? It's all 4 sections. They make a big circle.
Yeah.
And, and about that time, Sturgill comes out from the kitchen and says, I will be serving dinner shortly. Please take your seats at the table.
Ah, perfect. So then I'll as I was heading back to the couch, turn. Let's go to the dining room.
Okay. Are there little cards to tell us where to sit?
And both Nathaniel.
No, I actually meant that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Nathaniel.
It's a great question.
Yeah, there aren't. Nathaniel and Genevieve point out seats to y'all. There's the spots. They basically put each of you on the sides of the table. We'll put Amelia and Tommy on one side and Dev and Rufus on the other, and they take their seats at the front of the table with large glasses of wine.
So they're close to each other?
No, they're
at opposite ends at the heads of the table?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I would try to get Rufus, again, more toward his side than her side. Because you said that I saw the tension pretty clearly.
Yeah.
So then I would try to give Rufus a buffer and maybe even sit closer to her with Rufus on the other side, closer to him.
Okay. Wonderful.
And I just want to ask out of curiosity, is Nathaniel as handsome as Genevieve is beautiful?
Great question. Yes. Actually, yes, he is. Slightly older, not much, not probably like 4 or 5 years older, it would appear. But beautiful in that really healthy kind of way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. And I think as Sturgill will come in and he's going to place this wonderfully smelling fish in front of everybody. And they look like actually, say they're more freshly seared tuna steaks, puts them down at everybody, refreshes everybody's drinks. He doesn't put plates down in front of, let me back up. He puts plates down in front of Genevieve and Nathaniel with much smaller pieces of fish, refills everybody's drinks, and Nathaniel raises his glass and he says, a toast to our newest guests. May we all prosper and live long lives. Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
And with
Hear,
that,
hear.
we'll close the show.
All right. That is it for us tonight. Until next time, you can find us at underthelibrary.com. And as I said at the start of the show, don't forget to check out our other show. It is called Up Your RPG. And you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. So for me, for Michael, for Emily, for Scott, for Rick, for Chris, and for the absent Wayne, thank Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.